And I know this now, that your love, it will never run dry. And this is the moment where two lives have begun, but they're two hearts that now beat as though they're one. And so, my dearly beloved, we're gathered here this afternoon to celebrate one of the happiest moments in the lives of Samantha Stephanie Baxter and Glenn Edward Land on this, the 17th day of May 2013, here on this beautiful island of Antigua. I dare say the best in the Caribbean. Now, Samantha and Glenn, a marriage ceremony, it represents one of life's greatest commitments. But it is also a declaration of love. Because if you read from the book of Corinthians, Corinthians 1, it tells you that love is being patient and kind. It says love is not jealous, or is it boast, or proud, or rude. Love, it keeps no record of wrong, and love is not irritable. Love does not demand its own way, and it is never glad about injustice, but it rejoices whenever the truth wins out. And finally, it tells me that love never loses faith. It endures through every circumstance, because love, it never, ever fails. And so, life on this earth, it is a beautiful thing when two persons can come together and they share their lives as one. But you know what? Life itself, it can be greater, with more purpose and more meaning, more understanding. For as long as two persons, they can share that deep love for each other, then nothing in this world is too difficult to overcome. And as for that rough road, let me tell you, Glenn and Samantha, there will be some rough roads, as in any marriage. But those rough roads are going to become smooth once you travel them hand in hand. Just as you're doing it this afternoon, and as you're going to continue to do in your years to come. Because your presence here this afternoon, it is an indication for the love that you share. But I want you to permit me just for a minute or two this afternoon. I know I have another wedding to attend to, but I'm not going to rush this. I want to reflect and love this afternoon. So permit me to ask the question, what is love? L-O-V-E. You see, this four-letter word love, it is such a small word for such a complex emotion. And yet still, there is absolutely no explanation for it. Because love, it is made up of so many different things. And you can't measure love, because love is a feeling. And I'm going to tell you this afternoon, you can have all the world's possession there is. In fact, you can own all the money in the world. But if you don't have someone to love you, you have nothing at all. And you see, love, it's not an instantaneous emotion, but it is something that grows slowly between two people maturing with time. And once love has reached maturity, there is no stronger bond. To love someone, it means that you're both being comfortable and at ease with each other at all times. It is sharing confidence, is knowing that they are understood and they're held in trust. It is respecting each other's dignity. And like I said to you before, love, it is definitely not being demanding. But rather, it is being willing to give. And more importantly, it is accepting that which is given graciously and with love. And to love someone, it is having that genuine concern for each other, to be able to sense when something is wrong, even without being told. You know, Samantha, I couldn't help but seeing that smile on your face when I said love is not being demanded. So, let me start first with you. You see, Samantha, love, it is accepting all the faults of Glenn. Every one of them. You gotta laugh. It's accepting them, Samantha. And Glenn, likewise, it is also accepting all of Samantha's faults, because you know what? You both know that the good in you, it far outweighs the bad. And you see, love, it is lending that shoulder to cry on. It is giving support to each other whenever your confidence level is low. And likewise, Glenn, let me tell you this, my brother. But I must say this is not going to be a popular statement for the ladies, and there are quite a few here today, Lord have mercy. Yeah. But it is important that I tell you this, Glenn. You see, Glenn, love, it is accepting all of Samantha's different mood swings, all of the twists and the turns of her life, and it is accepting it even if you don't get it. Because you and I, we know, and the rest of the guys, we all know that there are times women can become a little moody. Right, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
Comment.
Thank you. So you see, love is giving cheerful words of encouragement, but most importantly, it is sharing the good times with the bad, and those serious times with the amusing times. But you see, love, it's doing things together. And at the same time, it leaves room for both of you as individuals to continue in life's growth. And so these are the ingredients which in my view gives a vivid description of what love is all about. And if you continue to practice them, just as every second will make that minute, and as every minute turns to the hour, as every hour produces the day, so is the love that you share with each other. It will continue to grow day by day by day. But Glenn, let me tell you this. I'm happy that we had our little chat just before the wedding, because you convinced me you've been doing a great job. And I'm going to tell you, continue to do it. And that is after all the compliments there is in this world. I'm going to tell you, Samantha, I met Glenn, looked at your name, and I called your name out to him, and there was this big broad smile on his face. There were sparkles in his eyes. And here I saw in this gentleman someone who is so deeply in love with you. And that's important, Glenn. You got to let her know how much you love her. And let her know how much you adore her. Remind her of the happiness that she has filled your life with. And let me tell you this, Samantha. This has happened before, and it's going to happen again, because it's a boys-to-boys thing. Especially when that weekend rolls around. That one of these weekends, my dear, one of that cell phone of yours is going to ring out. And when you look and you realize it's Glenn, and you jump on that phone, sweetheart, aren't you coming home shortly? You're probably going to hear the return and, darling, just one more drink. I'm with the boys. Just one more drink and I'll be there. And you know what? A guilty conscience. Please don't accuse her. You're all alone. You're all alone at home. But let me tell you this, Glenn. If you were to spend the night out with Samantha and the ladies, it is much more superb than hanging out with the boys. Right, ladies? So let me encourage you. You do more things like that. And Samantha, likewise, you as well. You gotta let him know how much you love him, how much you adore him, and you remind him of the happiness that he has filled your life with. Look how the brother is all decked out, and I love linen. Who picked this one out? Who picked the whole suit out? So it's a joint thing. Well, you got taste, I tell you this much. And I tell you this much, you know, when you see him dressed like this in the future, girl, I want you to steer your guy from his head to his toe. You're going to look him up and down, you're going to say, You're going to tell him, baby, Lord have mercy, that gorgeous body of yours, it makes the outfit look good. But you're giving him all the compliments that he so richly deserves. And you see, it's very, very important that as a couple, you must continue to complement each other. And you must continue to provide that happiness, because as of now, understand one thing, there is no longer a me in your life as of